Mark worked as a night supervisor at an old yet luxurious hotel. He was a rational man who never believed in ghosts or supernatural stories. However, there was something unsettling about room 404. It was never rented out, and there were no records of any guests staying in it. A strange beginning. One night, while monitoring the hotel's security cameras, Mark noticed that the door to room 404 was slightly open. He assumed it was a mistake by the cleaning staff, but an eerie feeling crept over him. He tried calling the room through the hotel's internal phone, but no one answered. Feeling uneasy, he got up and walked toward the 4th floor. The hallway was eerily quiet, and the air was cold. As he approached room 404, he found the door wide open, the room engulfed in darkness. "Is anyone in here?" Mark called out, but silence was his only response. Entering the unknown. Cautiously, he stepped inside, shining his phone's flashlight. The room looked normal, yet everything felt wrong. The furniture seemed oddly old, as if frozen in time. Dust covered every surface, despite the fact that housekeepers used the hotel daily. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind him. Mark rushed to open it. Then whispers filled the air, soft, unintelligible murmurs, as if the walls themselves were speaking. The whispers grew into quiet, sinister laughter. A cold sensation ran down his spine. He turned around slowly. In the corner of the room stood a pale woman with hollow, black eyes. She wasn't moving, but she whispered in a shaky voice, "You shouldn't have come." Mark stumbled backward, his heartbeat racing. He grabbed the doorknob, twisting and pulling desperately, but a freezing hand gripped his wrist tightly. His body stiffened as a wave of unbearable cold spread through him, draining his strength. The room began to shake, the lights flickering violently. He glanced at the mirror on the wall. His reflection wasn't alone. Behind him stood a man with distorted features, staring at him with hollow, empty eyes. The figure's lips moved, whispering words Mark couldn't understand. Then a deep, inhuman voice echoed in his ears. "Leave, before it's too late." An impossible escape. Mark screamed, pounding on the door with all his might. Suddenly, the door swung open, with such force that he was thrown into the hallway. He landed on the floor, gasping for breath. When he looked back, the door was open, but the room was empty. Shaking, he rushed back to the front desk and told his co-workers what had happened. Their faces turned pale. One of them hesitated before speaking. "Room 404 hasn't been used in years. A man took his own life, and the only thing he left behind was the unsolved mystery. The next morning, Mark reviewed the security footage, expecting to see himself struggling with the door. Instead, he found something far worse. At the exact moment he collapsed in the hallway, a tall, dark shadow appeared in the doorway of room 404, and then vanished. The following night, the door to room 404 was found wide open. Again, was it just a coincidence? Or is something still lurking inside that room, waiting for its next victim? If you enjoyed this story, stay tuned for the next terrifying adventure in the haunted amusement park. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Your support keeps the horror alive.